Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ravenaster, Final Fantasy, the Sand chapter. Close enough. Today, last episode, our characters had found themselves in the abode of Mr. S, and it turned out to be none other than Jakku himself. And a pretty, I'd say, eventful conversation happened. They found out about the different. They found out about the different stories that Jakku wrote about. They also found out more about him as a person, and they a little bit of an altercation broke out between him, Nyx, and Ruvik. They were about to cause some trouble, but eventually things died down, and they ended up getting the information that they wanted. But after leaving that, they ended up going to the keep where King Von, who Ruvik so lustfully thirsted after, and yeah, he went into into the discussion on what was why they lost communication. They found out that they didn't even get anything from Cornelia, which is very strange, and they found out that it turns out that a man named Kuja, the sixth, I guess, ruler of Ravenaster, had taken the Earth Crystal a while back when the world was shrouded in darkness. And that is where we are now. They managed to make that guard laugh, and they ended up getting some money in their pockets. But yeah, you guys find yourselves outside of Ravenaster Castle, and you are in the city streets with the guard laughing his ass off. So yeah. What is it that the gang wanted to accomplish today?
Well, we need to head back to Evangeline to read the second book, right?
I believe so.
We probably should, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that's what y'all do then. Yeah, you guys make your way through the streets, making your way through the streets, to the gates, finding yourself outside where the airship still lies, the Ragnarok. And when you guys, I guess when you guys come out, yeah, you do see a couple of people. You see Biggs, not Wedge. He must be still in the cockpit, and Evangeline. And Evangeline sees you all coming up, and she says, "Well, hello there. I assume you all have gotten some pretty useful information."
Only some that has given us some more questions, that's for sure. Speaking of questions, do you still have one of the 4 books on you, Evangeline?
Why, yes, it's on the ship. What do you need it for?
Long story short, we found the author. He's an asshole. He says he doesn't have any sort of clairvoyant abilities whatsoever. But there are some things that still don't quite add up. We also met with King Von. Apparently, he's saying that apparently he hasn't been trying to disconnect contact from the other three nations. Apparently, he believes it's the other way around.
That's a little odd. That's phew. Was quite interesting, certainly.
Yeah. Again, leaving us with more questions. Not only that, we know that the Earth Crystal was taken by one of his councilmen, and one of his most closest friends as well.
His closest friends?
His closest friend and councilman of Ravenaster.
I think Kuja, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, did you happen to get anything like any leads on where this Kuja might be?
Not really. As far as anyone knows, he's been living here in Rabanastre for his entire life, doesn't really have any connections outside of the city.
Hmm. Well, the best thing I can offer is maybe we could look around the nearby towns that are close by.
Maybe, but there's one thing that we need to check.
Hmm.
So we originally believed that S's stories were telling of our future, for lack of better words, but we realized that some of it isn't as lined up as we originally thought. The Eternal Wind does tell of our adventure to the Crystal Tower, but we found out that one of the books may actually end up telling the story of our predecessors, the original Warriors of Light. Because there were some things in that story that didn't quite line up with us. For example, the existence of a red mage.
Well, I mean, red mages do exist, though very rare. But I can understand why it wouldn't still line up, considering we don't have one really in our group.
No. I mean, the closest would probably be Ruvik, and I don't even think that counts.
Nah.
Yeah.
Red mage. I know very little of it. I heard red mages are meant to be like they're meant to be the bridge between white and black magics. Considering, usually white mages and black mages, I wouldn't say they don't necessarily not get along, but they have their differences. And they're constantly at odds with each other, like more of like a playful manner, less than a war kind of like thing. So I mean, red mages were created to kind of bring the two together in a sort.
Right. Well, that definitely doesn't describe either me or Ruvik in any circumstance.
The closest I can think is, I guess, the Vesta with her spell, the Quake spell.
Yeah, but she's more of a black mage.
And I got that spell from a magic item.
Fair. Though Quake is a white mage spell. Black mages only really specialize in fire, ice, and thunder's magic.
Regardless, there's one other thing that's a little irritating in regards to the author.
No.
He had a manuscript with him, to which he described was going to be in addition to the ongoing series that he's already written. But this one talks of the war with the Shokan amongst each other.
I mean, I'm not really much of a religious type, but I mean,
neither am I, but I will say that we did try and make sure that there was some the aspects we heard lined up with any of us or not, and the only thing that came barely close was the fact that this protagonist had a younger brother from a traumatic past, and while in all technicality Orion is my younger brother, it's only by mere minutes. We're both technically considered twins, and in that circumstance, no one would really see a younger-older relationship in that regard.
well, I guess we'll see. We just play it by ear and see how things go, and if things start to match up more and more, then I guess I guess that'll be our cue to return to S and see what's going on.
Yeah.
What we do know for certain is that there are several books in his series that relate to four heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of which we already have in our possession. The others I had to permanently borrow, and from his library. Nick's kind of like pats in his bag where the 5th and 15th book are.
I'm sure he has like many more of them, considering he wrote the damn things.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons why I asked about your book that I asked you to hold on to.
Well, if you need that one, that's on the ship, along with the others.
Well, I'd say as of now, our next bet would possibly be to at least look over this other book to see if it lines up with us. And if it does, well, then I'd recommend not looking into the other two at the moment.
Well, I mean, you're welcome to check it out.
All right. Not good. Sorry.
So yeah, Evangeline kind of points up and she says, well, if you need it, just follow me. I know where I put it.
Nyx is gonna follow.
Same here.
Yep.
Alright. So yeah. She walks up to the airship. She's like, hi, Wedge. And you can see Wedge is like, has the tiniest broom, and he's like sweeping. He's like, don't walk in, man. I just swept there. Sorry, we need something. Hurry it up. And she goes to the little lounge area where all the different books are, and she pulls the Emperor from off the shelf and hands it to you.
All right. Nyx is going to set it down at in the spot where kind of like everyone can like take a look as they open it up. And just is like, I really hope I'm right on this.
So you want to read the book? Well, obviously you can't read the entire book in one like sitting.
No.
Because, but you want to skim through it?
Yeah, just skim through it so I can at least see if anything matches up to us four in particular.
Intelligence, since you're the one leading this reading expedition.
All right.
I will assist.
Guidance plus a D4.
Ooh.
That's the first time I've ever used that cantrip.
All right. Ooh.
Well,
With the assist and then with guidance. So that's a 15 altogether.
Damn, that's low considering what I was expecting. All right. So 15. So yeah, 15.
The amount of books in this whole series, apparently.
Yeah. So. Okay. When you open this book, okay, yeah. You don't encounter any problems reading like Franklin did. So you read it, and you, from skimming through, you pick up that there is an emperor, seemingly with no name. This emperor is very like tyrannical, not Tyrannosaurus Rex. No, tyrannical, and they've conquered a lot of places, but there is a resistance led by 4 other people. The resistance is led by a person named Furion, Maria, Guy, and one other who has gone missing. And the entire book is about them meeting up with different people, and they as they go throughout their ventures, they learn about the Emperor and what he's doing and such. And toward the end, they end up finding him, finding this missing person, and it comes to find out that their name is Leon. And once all 4 people gather together, they go to both heaven and hell to banish the Emperor by going through a little special hallway. Or no, I guess hallway, more like a dungeon, I guess. It's this dungeon called Pandemonium. And after going through Pandemonium, as I said before, they go through heaven and hell to defeat the Emperor. And the world is saved.
After just kind of skimming through it, Nyx closes the book and goes, well, that doesn't check out as much as I thought.
Yeah.
I can't think of any correlation.
Aside from the fact that there's 4 heroes, there really isn't anything else.
I mean, yeah, when it mentions the Emperor, does it mention specifically that it is like a guy, or is it?
Yeah,
it's a guy.
Yeah, it's a guy.
So it's not referring to the Dragon Queen either.
Not that we can think of, unless she manages to find one of the royal houses of Alien to go for a world domination aspect, but even so, it looks like Rabanasta is more of a republic than a monarchy. So that wouldn't really fall into this situation. Shinra's more along the lines of capitalistic democracy, if I had to guess. Definitely capitalistic for sure. Cornell is the only one that I can think of that's a monarch, and I'm not entirely sure of the Western nations.
As far as I know, my parents, they weren't tyrants, and certainly raised me, actively try not to be a tyrant. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what they're up to now, but...
Well, just from the sound of that, it seems like your parents are less... well, not as worse as my father, but aside from that, nothing in this story gives at least any indication of it being relevant to us, from what I can tell. Unless King Sid decides to become...
Oh.
You got...
God damn it, no! Danny boy, your thing fell off! That sounded way different than what I was trying to say. Your internet got by the shadow monster.
Oh, we still have books 5 and 15 to read.
Baroonie.
I wonder if the plot of these books lines up to... Never mind. It's kind of like stupid. It's like a... it's just a meta thing. It's like an out of universe.
I will say though, this is something that's not really spoilery. The concept of this is me out of character. The concept of these books is from a special storyline in called the Omega storyline, where something happens, and you'll find out at the end of the campaign. It'll all tie together.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
All right, Kronk, calm down. Hey,
And out it goes.
nice cock. Patrick Warburton. Hey, Peter. Why do I have duct tape? Yeah. I'm just fiddling around with shit until he gets back. I got Pokemon.
Nice.
And, more Pokemon.
Hey.
And, more Pokemon.
I wonder what the next thing's gonna be.
And another Pokemon game, so 4 Pokemon games.
Got the collection going?
Yep. You didn't see anything. I mean, the song slaps.
It's a good song.
I forgot to open Watch Together. I was just nodding my head with you. Alright.
God, I love Endwalker. Such a good story. Honestly, I'm thinking about doing New Game Plus.
Really?
Yeah, with Endwalker. It was that good, man. It made me cry twice.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
We're chilling.
Yeah, so apparently my hotspot kind of at the moment, but haha, I am back.
Welcome back. Alright, what was the last thing that you heard?
What was the last thing that I said before I cut?
Doesn't seem like there's a correlation between us and the, what was it, the second book?
Yeah.
Okay, so not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much when I dropped.
Yeah. And, Evangeline says, nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, excuse me. Well, I mean, she kind of like, she seems more and more puzzled by the second. She's just like, well, at least you guys have 2 other books to read. Maybe those will have something.
Evangeline, do you know if anything in this story correlates with anything in history to any extent? Like, maybe not necessarily with the Warriors of Light, but...
In that story particular, not really. I mean, I do recall a war that happened between Rabanastre and Ishgard not too long ago. But that's pretty much it. But I wouldn't say it's an empire. And also mostly because I fought in it, so.
Yeah, that would definitely... It checks out. Alright, that's 3 down, 2 to go. I pull out the 5th book.
The tree, I think.
The tree.
Yeah. Also, do you want me to lead the investigation role since that's my specialty? Or I mean the, intelligence role?
I mean, if you want to take a crack at it, sure.
I'm going to embarrass myself now that I've done this. But...
I mean, I'll still assist. I'll
Okay.
still assist, but I'm the one with the
For
guidance.
God's sake, right?
Oh my god, that color!
20! I gotta talk about it.
God damn, I called it. Oh my
God damn it,
I'm
Angel.
a fucking prophet, man, I swear. Alright. Dirty 20.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Because of assistance.
Because of
No,
resistance.
I mean.
Okay,
No,
so
you cannot put the nat 1 on me.
alright, so you open this book up. Vestley, you're having a hard time reading this one. Maybe it's because it doesn't. You open it, you're kind of bewildered by everything that's going on in it. So you see Nyx kind of correcting you every now and then. But yeah, you discover. Okay, when you skim through the pages, you discover that it's about. It's about a group of 4, obviously. And they're living their normal lives, but then they find out that a bunch of meteors keep falling from the ground, from the sky. Precisely 4 of them. And these 4 meteors are causing the crystals to causing them to break and destroy themselves. So before the crystals start breaking and shattering, they try to go to different locations to. They go to different locations to try to prevent the crystals from breaking, but when they arrive to these locations, the crystals they break anyways. And the reason why it's doing that is because people have been relying on the crystals for power and other things for so long that they started to weaken. And because of this usage, and after they start breaking, the living embodiment of a tree called XXXIV, I'll write that down. The living embodiment of a tree called XXXIV has it has gotten angry, and so a couple of other hijinks ensue. But mostly it leads up to the battle between XXXIV and the party, and that's pretty much all you can make out from this one skimmage. Skimmage, that's a funny word to say. Anyway.
Eat a skimmage. The party and the tree.
Alright.
Nyx just kind of looks at this and goes, okay, this is just me throwing a stab in the dark, but this sounds like something that could obviously happen.
Yeah, it seems like there's a couple of correlations that would line up.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't had meteors yet, but the idea of people overusing the crystals isn't that far-fetched.
Yeah. We were getting debriefed on Ravenester. They told us that basically empowered their society, and then we had the Crystal Tower. So.
Which, the Crystal Tower is the key source to a good chunk of Magitech sources.
Yeah.
Each of the 4 crystals plays a significant role in the cultures across Alien. The idea that such power could be overtaxed to the point of the crystals being depleted of their energy from overuse isn't that far-fetched.
It's definitely possible. It's way closer than the other books.
Yeah, way closer in possibility, I'd say. I mean, I mean, we can't entirely rule out the Emperor for certain, but it's considering who we know and the relations to this story, I highly doubt anyone would be an eventual tyrannical emperor. It's just...
Yeah, it doesn't seem very likely.
No. Well,
Next book.
I guess that leaves us with the engine.
And Angeline kind of goes up and says, "Remember, guys, that for some, like, you remember in Eternal Winds where things, a certain location started to pretty much scramble and you guys couldn't figure anything out.
Right.
I mean, I don't remember the exact location, but yeah.
But you remember it doing like the words being all fuzzy and such in the book itself, right?
Yeah.
I get the feeling that whatever or whoever or whatever is manipulating these books or whatever outside external source is doing this, the reason why it's blurred is probably because it might happen. Because everything so far in book 3 has happened, but except for that thing, and whatever that thing might come up, then maybe that location could be unveiled.
They don't want us to know, so we can't do it.
I mean, it's possible, but there's still several other things about that adaptation that still doesn't quite check out. Like, in the story, Amon had someone else with him during that time. When we encountered him, he was alone. There was no second person.
Maybe it's because he already existed. That, or he wasn't there when you were there.
See, this is why I hate mirror dimensions.
He probably already did exist, and either he's long dead, or someone has been preserving him in a different location.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, if there's two versions of a person, and Dimension A and Dimension B, and the person wanted to go to Dimension A, but the person's already there, like, it wouldn't prevent them from going there, right?
Well, I mean, we encountered our doppelgangers from the Mirror Alien.
That's fair.
And also, well, and that's a big if the Dragon Queen is up to something, then maybe she would be holding people back until they're useful. I'm just
such as Amon or the Cloud of Darkness.
Oh shit.
But I'm just mostly spitballing here. I'm just saying, try not to take every single piece of information and take it and try to, take it at face value.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Right.
Though, I will say that, actually, now that we discussed this, there was one other thing that we did discover.
And what's that?
Amon did have someone who worked alongside him, someone who knew him almost better than even his best friend. He had a twin brother.
What are you getting at exactly?
I don't entirely know, but we know that Amon is gone. In this alien, and I'm fairly certain we killed killed the mirror Amon, because he sure as hell was not ours from what I remember. But in either version of this world, what if his brother still lives? If it's the version that helped create the Dragon Queen, then we may have a better lead.
Well then, whoever foe we're up against next, they might have held on to them. Well, I mean, or probably kept them away for a purpose of some sort.
There's a chance that Hayne was also like you said, Evangeline, like preserved or like moved or like kidnapped because of what he knew.
I mean, he did kind of create he did kind of create the Dragon Queen with Amon.
That's true.
Exactly.
So he must
But-
be useful in some sort of way.
He.
I don't entirely think that Hain would be working against his own volition. When we encountered Amon, he didn't seem like he was being subjugated in any sort. He did the things he did of his own free will. Hain could possibly be in the same mindset as Amon, not be under any other influence.
That does sound. That does seem sound.
That's feasible.
It's also very terrifying.
Hain and Amon willingly build the dragon. They lose control of it. Flashes out. Both Amons are dead. Hain is, you know,
Possibly still alive.
wherever. And, damn.
Well, if Hain were still alive without any preservation or anything, he would be dead, considering that every single version of Amon was dated to be from hundreds of years before the current era.
That may be true, but the other version of Amon was still alive.
There's gotta be some, like, temporal pocket or some time magic book. That's... I mean, if he is alive, then he's in some kind of, like, stasis or some shit.
Yes, like the
Yeah,
the cloud of darkness had held on to Hain. I mean, not held on to Amon.
It's possible. But we may not have any better leads until we read this next book, but
Yeah.
I will say that Evangeline does have some merits. What we read now may not be entirely what has happened or what may happen. For all we know, everything in these stories have yet to come. Or they've already happened and have been wiped from history. I mean, remember, the first story of the Warriors of Light, nobody will believe is actual history anymore. Had believed was actual history until we showed up.
It was thought to be fantasy. And then... Well, and the history was, like, discovered and shit, so...
Have you guys ever thought to ask any historians? Maybe they might have some insight on things that happened in the past.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, I suppose that could work. Guess that would be our next course of action, but what should we do with this in the meantime? And Nyx just kind of taps their finger on the engine.
Do we want to try and find a historian first, or do we want to read this?
Oh, let's just crack it open. I mean, we're already here reading.
Figures, yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Who's leading the investigation this time?
Not me.
I will.
Maybe for the best, considering my roles.
Okay.
I mean, I still technically have guidance on me. Or, wait, no, that's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Do you want me to just
Well,
give it to you again, or do you think you're going to be fine without a D4?
I mean, D4 is just... it's any little help, that's for sure.
Alright. Guidance. I'll cast it.
And here we go.
Oh!
Never mind.
21.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah. You crack open the book and you skim through, but very oddly, every single word... Well, not exactly. Most of the entire book is like scrambled, and it's like constantly moving, and it's like just blur, just blur and fuzz everywhere all over the book. The only thing you can make out from this book are words that are not being scrambled before your very eyes. You see three repeating words. You see the words destroy and Bahamut and Black Mage.
Destroy Bahamut. Nyx, as you can see, Nyx is reading. They're like blinking their eyes multiple times. Like, okay. Then just after closing the book, Nyx is like, well, shit.
Was it just my eyes, or were those words like moving around and shit? Or is it just my eyes?
I think we found I think we found the first definitive book that may actually be telling our future.
Holy shit.
I could only... everything was blurred, moving around. I couldn't make sense out of any of it. The only things that I could read for certain were just 3 repeating words. Destroy, Bahamut, and Black Mage.
Those are ill omens.
At least the first 2 are.
What? I mean, after the whole attack with Bahamut, did he just dip? Was he, well, he's not around now, but did he just like leave, or did he be around for a bit?
I barely, would I have heard exactly what happened to Bahamut after the attacks?
No, the only insight to Bahamut is what you heard from Vesta at the dinner table about how she passed out.
Yeah. So, Nyx just kind of like shakes their head and is like, I wouldn't know. At that point, I was nowhere near the city, and I can't say for certain.
Well, if he got away with destroying everything,
then we're screwed.
We'll have to go up against a big fuck-off dragon in the future.
It's sounding like that somehow.
We've already know we're gonna have to face off an Magitech machination that calls itself the Dragon Queen, so why not add an actual fucking dragon onto the list?
Yeah.
I mean, if this is talking about the future rather than the past, considering how scrambled it is, maybe we should look into those hooded figures that were in Ravenaster before we head off to a historian.
That's a good point.
Okay, so Evangeline also she comes up again. She says, "Well, also remember that because I think because it's blurred. The stuff that is blurred is what's planned to happen in the future, and the things that are not, they've probably either are happening now or already have happened."
I agree.
True.
If the Emperor and the tree were events that would have been bound to happen, then it probably would have been as illegible as the engine.
And Evangeline looks to you, Vesta, and she's like, "You're a black mage, and you were there." is anything like coming to mind?
I mean, it's possible that these are referring to the attack on Vermesia or any of the other cities, but I don't know how it would connect to what's happening now. I have no idea what Bahamut's up to nowadays, you know what I mean?
It's odd. Well, I guess our next course of action should be... I have no clue. This is why I'm not a warrior of light.
We can go try and look for a historian, or we can, search, try and find what we know. Try and find out any info on those hooded figures.
We still need to figure out we still need to figure out where that councilman went to.
Yeah. Do you think he still has the crystal, or maybe he sold it to someone, or...
That crystal is huge like all the other ones, I'm assuming. I doubt he'd be able to even, anyone would have noticed that he had it. I don't think anyone would have wanted to buy it from him.
Do you think...
Not to mention, if someone was selling a crystal of that size and power, we probably would have heard of something about it.
Do you think there's a... I mean, we know of, we know of magic that can alter the size of people. Maybe there might be a spell that can alter the spell of objects. I don't know if the crystal is, immune to being changed or something, but...
Well, wait, before we restored the wind crystal, wasn't it, smaller?
That's what I was about to say. I remember it shrinking when I touched it in the other alien and we brought it back.
That is true.
Well, I mean, either that or probably it only reacts to you. Considering you are the one who holds the wind, the shard of the wind crystal, so... I mean, the same thing happened with Ruvik, with the fire crystal.
So it only reacts to the Warriors of Light in terms of altering size.
Hmm.
So then how the hell did he get it out of Ravenmaster?
Probably floated. She says. Funny.
Yeah, that or some sort of dimensional magic.
Yeah. I mean, teleporting is not out of the question. If someone snuck in, if someone snuck in a disguise or some shit, or just grabbed it and teleported out, would it have come through if the person creates a gate and steps through, if they're able to carry it?
I don't know. But I think I need to go and speak with the rest of the council of Rabanasta in terms of what actually happened in the person in question. That's probably going to be our best lead in that regards. Almost everyone on that council was his friend.
Yeah. Good start as any.
We have several leads to go on, and it might be best to actually split up and cover all these leads at once, and then come back here.
Yeah, that's smart. If you want to go,
I'll talk to the council in regards to what the fuck was his name? Kaju? Kuja. I'll talk to the council in regards to Kuja and the theft of the crystal. One of you guys can try and hit up a historian.
Which lead do you want to chase down, Vesta?
I mean, who do you think we should speak to try and find the hooded figures? I feel like that might be urgent.
I feel like the survivors of the attack, when we talked to them, didn't seem like they knew much.
That's true. I'm starting to think I might have to go back to a certain author.
Oh. If you,
Yeah.
I mean, if you
better
don't
you
feel
than
like
me.
it, if you don't feel like it, I can handle it. You don't want to
Well, I
talk
mean,
to
he
that
seemed to
asshole.
like either. I mean, neither one of you could. He seemed to like the both of you for some reason.
Probably because we're the only ones that didn't threaten him while we visited his home.
Okay, again, that was self-defense. He was about to, I don't know, turn me into a frog or something.
I'll go. I'll go talk to Jakku if that's cool.
Sure. If you can tolerate him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Do you need to borrow one of my bombs?
Um,
What?
I don't think those will be necessary. We can talk.
Alright, do you need to borrow my gun?
I don't think that will be necessary either.
Fine.
Do you just immediately jump to shooting people when things don't work out?
Only when they try and turn me into shit.
Alright.
You haven't noticed that already? That's
Yeah,
a definite habit.
I...
Okay, I don't shoot everyone. I didn't remember when we were in Burmesia and I end up just shouting at people.
I mean, your words were like a gun to them. And she kind of looks away.
She's got a point.
Okay, yes, but I didn't actually shoot anyone, and they honestly needed to hear that.
I guess that's fair. That's fair.
Alright.
Did we ever ask, I already forgot his name, Jakku. Did we ever ask him about any leads on finding Hayne? Because he was the one that mentioned
Oh
it.
shit. I don't think we did.
No, we didn't.
No. Alright. Well,
Shall I accompany you to Jakku, or should I go find a historian?
it's up to you, whichever one you want to do.
Honestly, I don't trust that guy. It might be good to have backup.
Alright. I mean... I feel like... Yeah, I mean, he has that crazy fucking spell.
Yeah, he seemed like he had a bit unhinged.
Alright. You wanna go talk to that?
I feel like you guys have called me that, and you still hang around with me.
True.
Touche.
Alright, well, regardless, I'm gonna head over to the council chambers and see if I can talk to them about Kuja.
Alright. We'll, meet here when we're done. Just listen over the link pearl.
Yes, and... I hope you guys find something good.
You as well.
I step out of the airship and make my way back to the council chambers.
We start making our way.
Alright, so, you're heading to the council, and, what's your name? Franklin, goddamn, I don't know why they couldn't call it. Franklin, you're heading back to Jakku, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, sir.
And Vesta, you...
I'm going to be accompanying Franklin.
Alright. And, yeah, you all, so you all step out of the airship. I guess Evangeline will accompany, Nyx this time around. And, Rubik will have him accompany you guys.
With his baguette.
With his baguette.
Oh god.
So yeah, okay. Vesta and Franklin. Well, actually, no. We'll start off with Vesta. Vesta, when you step off the airship and you're looking at the city, and you can see in full view both sides of the city. You can see one part of it is like, you know, like nice and good, and you can see the other part is, you know, burnt to a crisp. The fire has been dispatched and everything. Franklin, you can see this too. But Vesta, after a little bit of time, I'd say about a few seconds of looking at this, you get a large headache in your head.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Alright, yeah, you feel a giant headache coming along, and then as, like, as the seconds go on, it gets worse and worse, and when you take your hand off your head, you find yourself in a burning town, more like. And then when you look around, you can see a lot of people, familiar people. You can't really see their face, but you can tell by, you can sort of feel it out. People around. They're running around. They're running away. They're running in different locations. But when you look down in your hands, you can see it clutched in your hands, baby dragon. And then immediately, the headache ends and you return back to where you were.
What the fuck?
What?
And then, yeah, once you blink your eyes, the burned city that was the burning city that you once saw goes back to being just the ashy remains of the right half of Rabanester.
All right.
Real shit.
Holy shit.
All right. So, which side are we going with first? Roll a coin. Where's the coin?
Where is the? Oh god damn it, Angel!
Let me grab my coin.
This is not gonna end well. This is not gonna end well.
This is a dollar coin, by the way. All right.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay, I probably should have guessed. Okay, so heads is Nyx and Evangeline. Tails is Franklin Vesta and
Baguette Boy.
and Baguette Boy. Yeah. All right. So heads, Nyx, tails, Franklin. Okay, one more time. I'm usually good at this, I swear. Tails. So,
Nice.
Franklin, we're starting with you and your group. So, you guys head along there, and after, walking a decent mile or two, you find yourself in the exact same home. Well, you find yourself at the door of a familiar guy that you recognize, like, literally, like, I'd say an hour ago that you saw.
Gently knock on the door.
Oh, yeah, you got it. And he says, "Come in." Who might that be? Wait, state your name and your business.
Hello, it's, Franklin here, and, my friends, we, wanted to take a moment of your time if we could.
Oh, it's you people again. Alright. He opens up slightly and he says, I ain't letting y'all in until you let that cretin go. And he says, you can hear Ruvik says, "You bitch!"
Okay.
Ruvik, is it possible you could sit this one out?
What? Why do I have to sit out?
You threatened him with your baguettes.
You guys have got 5 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then out comes the baguette.
Yeah, he kind of like does it like he kind of just like pulls his like shirt up and you can see the baguette there and he shows it off to the to Jakku and you see Jakku just like and then you guys are invited in and it is just you, Vesta, and Jakku here. So what is it that are why hi you need something?
Hi. Yeah. We wanted to ask you about the brief encounter you had when the city was burning and you casted the Ultima spell to feed off the attackers.
Uh-huh.
Do you know anything about those hooded figures?
Nope, there didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to why they would do such things.
Has anything like it happened before?
No. I mean, I guess if you want to count Burmecia, but that wasn't really done by people. It was mostly done by a dragon. So I've heard.
Did you ever get close enough to get kind of like a glance at what they looked like?
Yeah, well, they had hoods on. And the leading one in front had white hair, similar to mine. And that's all I could make out.
White hair.
But they didn't seem to be like an old guy. They seemed to be about, again, closer to my age.
Close to your age? You didn't get a sense of gender of any of them?
No, they were mostly hooded, shrouded, so I couldn't tell.
I see. When the attacks started and people started running away, did anything strange happen then in the evacuation?
I'm sorry, say that one more time. That's
in the evacuation, when shit started happening, did anything weird happen then? Did you remember?
No, I mean, we all evacuated, and I sort of saw what was going on, so I went in after everybody had evacuated because I wanted to make sure no one was around to, for me to set off my spell. And so, yeah. And then I destroyed him and his lackeys, and or at least that's so I've seen. Who knows? He could have gotten away or something. You guys were there. I passed out. Did you see him did you see him go anywhere?
I don't think I saw them run off. Did you, Vesta?
No, they just kind of disappeared. I was more distracted about the blast.
Well, then I have nothing else to tell you then. All I know is that they were there to destroy the village, to destroy that part of the city, and they did just that. And then I either destroyed them or they left somewhere. If they left, they probably went to a nearby city or just left this part of the continent entirely. They could be anywhere in the world. Bless you.
Oh, shit. Thank you. Jesus, sorry.
No, you're good.
Casted the spell, like, got away. What? Oh, no, that's fucking stupid.
I mean, we can ask him about the scrambled book. He's the best person to ask about it.
Oh, that's true. Number 15 in your series.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to do it to him.
I had to stop myself. But so what's the if you don't mind just asking, what's the plot of your 15th book?
All right. Well, you sure you want me to tell you? I mean, I'd rather not spoil it for you.
It would be very helpful to us if you could give us the summary.
Yeah.
All right. Well, long version or short version?
I feel like...
I mean, we can start off with the short version, see if it lines up with the 3 words we read.
Yeah. Yeah, brief synopsis, short version.
Alright. Well, it starts off with... And that's pretty much what happens.
Did you catch that?
That was just a guttural noise. I'm not sure. I mean, it seems abstract, but
Maybe, you know.
Did you not? I literally just went through the entire thing.
All we heard was a strange sound.
Well, let me go through it again.
there goes Dan.
Damn, he's like, I ain't having none of this shit. No. Alright, I'll go through it again. This time, pay attention. It starts out with a boy named... And then, that's what happens. Did you catch that?
There's a boy. I'm a little
You're
stupid.
messing with us a little bit.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I have no reason to... The book has already been made. It's not like the 16th one, where I tried to, like, you know, keep that away. I don't I have no... the book is there. Have you read the book?
We tried to. It's all scrambled.
Yeah. Crazy shit.
Hang on. And then he opens up the window. And when he opens up the window, when you can tell that something had changed outside. When you guys came in, it was nearing sunset-ish. Like, you can see that the yellows and oranges were starting to come. But once he opens up the curtains, like, and this is before you guys went into the house, by the way. When he opens up the curtains, you can see that it's pretty much gone on down to the oranges and the reds, down to the deep reds. Like, you can tell some time has definitely passed.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Franklin. Shit, sorry.
Oh no. Look, if you want, I don't know what the hell you guys are on. I don't want any part of it. I can write it down if you wish. Because somehow you guys aren't getting it through words. Or spoken words.
I mean, yeah, maybe try writing down the synopsis?
Alright, and he pulls out a piece of parchment, empty parchment, and he just...
Can Vesta kind of like lean over his shoulder and try to read it as he's writing it?
Yes.
Oh.
I will not make you roll anything. You can see that, he's writing letters. His hand motions, the pen is motioning in letters, but when when the ink hits the paper, they immediately start writing other things differently.
What the fuck?
And then he's like... And he slides it over to you. Does that work?
What are you This is a weird joke if it's a joke.
Yeah. What language is this?
This is just the common language. This is alien language. You already know it.
This isn't just me, right, Frank? Like, this is...
Yeah. I mean, I've got vision problems I've recently discovered, but...
I get that, you know, you and your friends all probably don't like me or whatever, but this is no reason for you to you know, interrupt me in my thing here.
I'm sorry that the assumption was that, you know, we hated you or whatever, but I don't really know what's going on here. The synopsis, when you speak it, comes out as a weird guttural sound that we're unable to understand, and the writings don't make any sense to us either.
Well, if you don't want to believe me, then you can believe another person. You remember that book club? I know them very fondly. They seem to enjoy my presence, at least. So you can go ask them. They can probably tell you the summary of the book. And that way, they have no reason to lie or anything. They're just book lovers.
It's suppose it's worth a shot then.
Well, before we go, I'm so sorry, but I have another question.
What would that be?
Well, we're gonna need to look for Hane, you know, and since you wrote about him, do you have any idea where we may find him? If he is real?
Hane. He's a fictional character.
Right, but like, you know, in your world, where would he possibly be?
In my world, as it says in the book,
Right.
Hane is in the Crystal Tower, whilst I'm sorry. Hane, Amon is in the Crystal Tower, and his brother Hane is in a place called.
Great. Well, we'll definitely have to check that place out. Maybe he's still there.
You guys have no idea what I just said, did you?
It sounded kind of like, oh yeah. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Is that Dan again?
Oh god, it is. Is Carlo gone too?
Carlo? No. He probably just got stopped by somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we'll wait for both.
These guttural noises. It's every time you do that, notice Dan drops out.
He's like, I ain't having none of this shit now.
Huh?
Hey, you gotta love storytelling, man.
These are some fun notes. Not gonna lie.
What? I wonder how you put down the noise. Just like.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome
Sorry,
back.
my headphones randomly disconnected.
Oh no, you're good. All right. So, there he is. Hello, Dan.
God damn, I am so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Chill.
You're witnessing some very interesting discoveries. So
What, like Jakku's an ass?
probably. So yeah, and he says, and he goes back and he says, you guys have no idea what I'm saying, do you?
I have not the slightest clue. What was about the
Here I thought I was the crazy one.
Well, wait. If the book club can understand it, maybe it's just because we're warriors of light. We could ask Evangeline next time we see her, since we have the summary here.
Has Evangeline read my book?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we can find somebody.
Yeah, and we've got the synopsis. So
And you got the synopsis
Right.
of
Wow.
the 15th book.
can
Got
we
it.
take this piece of parchment paper with us?
You may take the piece of parchment with you.
Thanks. Great. Hey, listen, Jakku, thanks so much for your assistance in this time. Hope you have a good. I hope you have a great day, man.
My room, please.
All right. Look, have a good one. Your writing's really great, and we'll see you.
Yeah.
And then he just closes the door.
What an insufferable fucking asshole! Oh my god.
You can hear him on the other side of the door say, tourists, I swear.
God damn, man. I mean,
How do you even make a noise like that? I mean, how long were we even in there?
it felt like fucking hours being room with fucking someone as dreary as him.
Vesta will turn to Ruvik and go, "Can you read this?" Holding out the synopsis.
Look, and he goes like, is this supposed to be some good sort of joke? You just wrote a bunch of random letters on here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, and look at that, they move. That's weird.
Yeah, it's this. I'm fully convinced that this fucking guy is trying to fuck with us in some way. But
I'm on the fence, to be honest.
yeah, I mean,
It's possible Rubik and Nyx pissed him off enough that he's just ready to be done with us.
yeah. Let's see what this fucking book club knows.
Yep.
So you want to head over to the same place where you guys saw the stack of books and the book club that you guys met earlier?
Indeed.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you guys travel not that far, and you come across the same book club that you encountered earlier in the day. So, and they say, "Oh, hi, welcome back."
Hey, sorry to bother. Is this a good time? You have a minute?
Oh yeah, sure. What did you need?
We were, I mean, we recently discovered like S's great works and stuff. But we're kind of like, yeah, we're kind of like on the fence about reading the 15th one. Don't really know if it's read. So, could you, if you don't mind,
his newest?
Yeah. Could you give us like a brief kind of like synopsis of number 15?
Yeah, sure, I can do that. Here, all right, now everyone, go ahead and take out your 15 book. Considering that, these guys are very interested, we gotta make sure we have our sources on hand. And you can see all, 5 of these people have, their 15 book, ready and looking at you all. Alright. Now, it all starts out in the beginning, in this kingdom called, and this boy, Bahamut, Shiva, Destroy, Black Mage, and that's pretty much it.
I'm out of character, so freaked out by that.
Oh my god.
That's voice acting for your ass.
I'm telling you.
No shit.
Analog horror, it's the creepiest shit ever.
Now, when you guys notice, when you guys do, come back to your senses after what you just heard, you do see that the sky is it has gotten darker, in the short amount of time that you guys have just been standing there. It's nearing nighttime. Getting very, very close, to the point where the sun has been over the horizon. You can still see the red, but over on the other side of you, the whole sky is black.
Oh.
I guess it wasn't just him fucking with us.
So, what do you think? Yeah, honestly, it's not. I wouldn't say it's as good as his other works, but I mean, it's still a pretty cool addition.
I think, yeah. I mean,
It sounds like an interesting read.
Yeah. It's always worth it to read something and see if you like it or not. Shot.
Well, just if you ever do and read it, come back and join. Well, you don't have to completely join our book club. I'm just plugging here, but I mean, you can just come back and talk about it if you really liked it. We like to really talk about these sort of things and get into what the writer was trying to say.
For sure. Thanks for your help. That was all.
No problem. Come back anytime.
All right.
Now, what do we say? Good, thank you. You can see a lot of these children. A lot of this book club is just mostly composed of children.
Oh my god, it's a cult.
Okay.
Yeah, get him started early.
Oh my god.
All right. So yeah, you guys. Yeah, what do you guys want to do after that encounter?
Oh.
Oh shit.
Franklin. I'm just so rattled by that.
It's what are we supposed to do for that one?
Did you catch any of the words or anything?
Not really. I mean, there was the ones we read in the book, and I also caught Boy and Shiva, but that was it.
There's a boy in a kingdom, and then Bahamut, Shiva destroyed Black Mage. I don't.
What I'm curious about is if the only thing we can understand are things that are happening or have already happened, who's the boy?
Oh, that's a good question. And then what is... There's also Shiva, which could be name of a person or place.
Can I make a history check to see if I've heard of a Shiva?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Let's see.
You're welcome to assist, Franklin.
I'll assist.
Thank God.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
It's a 20. It was.
It's
I only
unlucky.
rolled this one.
You're just unlucky because I mean you had the I think you had the
Yeah,
highest,
you're having.
yeah, you have the highest intelligence out of everybody, I think, and
I'm a little rattled. Okay.
that's fair. After hearing that freaking unholy noise that I made.
Yeah, like, oh my God.
All right, so yes, during your studies as a black mage, you have heard of the, and also from a special someone that you know, considering that you know their parents were summoners. You have heard throughout your studies and that there is a Shokan that is the offspring of Leviathan called Shiva, the icon of ice.
Offspring of which Shokan, sorry?
Leviathan. And you know Leviathan to be the icon of water, which is the same icon that Franklin can summon.
Oh shit.
Except he can't summon Shiva, but he can summon Leviathan.
So, things that have already happened. Something's happened with Shiva. Something has or will happen to some boy in a kingdom, which is very vague. Fuck. I feel like I don't know anything.
This is stretch, but if there's two Shokans mentioned in this book that we can understand, wasn't there a book about a war between Shokans?
I think that's the one he's writing now, which is unfinished. But I think that's a 16th.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good point, though. Oh man.
I guess okay, so throughout this entire conversation, like you, I'm not. Well, I mean, after you guys pretty much say all of that, you hear someone walking up to you, like not slowly or creepily or anything. They're just like casually like walking up to you, and they say, excuse me.
Yeah. Can we help you?
Yeah, you notice that it's the same. It's the lady from the that's managing the book club, and she's like, I couldn't help but notice that you were talking about the book that we just described to you. I did wanted to mention that there are like if you were discussing Shiva and you know and everyone else, there are other things like that I didn't mention. I just didn't think that they were I didn't think they were that they were too important to mention.
Oh, what kind of things?
Like the summons, or as we know them in our world, the Shokan.
Do they make an appearance in the 15th?
They do. I just didn't mention them because they didn't. I just thought that if I mentioned two, you would get the gist of different kind of summons that are there.
I see.
But I can list them off if you wish.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, there's Ifrit, there's Shiva, Ramu, Bahamut, there is Garuda, and I think Oh yeah. Leviathan, and then Alexander, and a couple of more, but I'm kind of fuzzy on it.
I mean, there's usually a lot of details in books, so but yeah.
Just
Yeah,
thought Oh, good.
not you good.
Sorry. She says, "Yeah, I just thought I'd come over and help you out because you guys seem like you were struggling over the book. So I always try to make an effort to convert you guys to anyone to reading the books. So
Appreciate it.
no problem.
Yeah. Sorry, I feel like I didn't catch it if you mentioned it. What was the boy's name again?
The boy from the 15th.
Yeah.
It was
Got
Damn
it.
it.
You gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna have nightmares.
You just gotta do it to him even worse when it gets to your turn to DM.
No.
All right.
Let's see.
Alexander is an oddly normal name out of all the other Shogun names.
Wait, you're saying that out of character or in character?
Out of character.
Oh.
It is oddly very it is oddly like normal out of everything.
Ifrit, Shiva, Romo, Alexander.
Well, then you got Odin. I guess it's not really as normal as Alexander, but like I mean,
I was about to say.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
Wow.
most of the Shogun are named off of like different pantheons and mythos, and then there's Alexander,
Yeah.
Yep.
who I'm guessing is based off of Alexander the Great, but
Yeah.
I'm don't quote
You
me
know
on
what? I
that.
actually cause like you all, I mean, anybody who's ever played a Final Fantasy game recognize any one of these like any of these summons. I know the origins of pretty much every other one, but I don't know the origin of Alexander. Huh. I'll look him up later because I know he's like because Alexander, if you guys don't know, he's in the shape of a castle. And so
Okay, then yeah, probably Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
it's also a castle who can sprout wings.
Holy shit.
Less likely to be Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
All right.
But that's not really spoiler stuff. I mean, that's just basic Final Fantasy knowledge.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only historical Alexander that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right. I think I've got. I think I've got everything. Unless you wanted to cover any more. Oh, we're supposed to look for a historian, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we can try to find one. I mean, yeah, it seems like the books that we can't read seem of more urgency, but
Yeah.
not much we can do with them.
Well, I mean, you wanna go look for a historian, or you wanna head back?
We can check in on the link pearl, see if they're done yet or not, and if they are, we can head back. If they're still busy, we can look for a historian.
All right.
All right. So as you guys get ready, is that what you guys wanted to do? Contact on the link pearl.
Yes, sir.
All right. And as you guys contact them on the link pearl, we're gonna go back in time like about 30 minutes. And we're gonna cut over. We're gonna cut over to the Nyx gang and Evangeline. Nyx and Evangeline. They're in there doing their thing. So Nyx, this is after you guys just crossed the gate and you guys went your separate ways. Nyx, you have arrived at the gate, and the same guard goes up to you and says, "State your name and your business."
Nyx Drake, I need to speak with the council.
Your business for?
In regards, Councilman Kuja and the disappearance of something.
All right, one moment. Then he taps the spear again, and then one of the other guardsmen go up to the. They open the gate, and the other guardsman like goes up to the keep, and he just sits there.
Are you going to do this every time I walk here? I'll take that as a yes. Okay. I swear, there's got to be an easier way around this.
Alright, and after about, like, this time it's a lot faster. It's about 3 minutes pass. He's just staring. The guard comes down, whispers into the ear. He's like, alright, follow me. And so he turns around, and, yeah, do you follow him?
I do.
Alright, and he just continues to go. And sooner rather than later, you find yourself in the circle room, and Lord Vaughn, walks up from his little room, cabin, or whatever room that might be. He comes out from that, and he sits at the table, and he's like, Nix, I'm assuming, and I don't believe I know you. I am Evangeline, former dragoon and infantry woman in Ishgard. Oh, well, nice to meet you, Evangeline. So, I take it that this visit is about our friend Kuja?
It is, and I'd appreciate it if I could speak with the rest of the council in regards to Kuja and his actions.
Alrighty then. Well, they should be scattered across the city. After their, they were on lunch, but, they have usual patrol and every such things, and they have their own forms of jobs. Same with me. I mostly do all my work here in the keep. Everyone does their work in the, throughout the city, so you'll have to locate everyone else. But they should be open to talk to you.
Do you know where each of the different council members are?
Yes. And I'm gonna just, quickly give, I'm not gonna say exactly where they are. He tells you where they are, but I'm just gonna skip some time. He tells you everywhere, the different locations, and, one is in the market district, one is in the slums, one is in the nobles district, and 3 more are in the commons area. No, shit, fuck, I forgot there's 5 of them, not 6 anymore. Sorry, 2 of them are in the commons area. There you go.
Alright. Nix nods and goes, I appreciate your hospitality, Lord Vaughn, and with any luck, my fellow warriors of light and I will be able to get to the bottom of this as quick as we can.
Right then. I wish you very good luck.
Nick just sort of nods their head and walks back out.
Alright. And the guard walks up to you and says, alright, follow me. So do you follow him?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, he takes you outside of the keep.
Let's see. From here, I'm gonna guess the nobles district is probably gonna be the closest.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna make that way first.
Alright, yeah. You look around. Okay, yeah. So, you head to the nobles district. You head to the nobles district.
Yeah, good?
Yeah, I fumbled over my words there for a second. Here, Alright, yeah. You make your way to the nobles district, not that far away, and yeah, you come up across a person wearing similar garb to what Vaughn was wearing. And you can see he's talking to a couple of other people.
I'm going to make my way directly to the person and go, excuse me, councilman.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, My name is Nix Drake, and I have a couple of questions for you in regards to one of your fellow councilmen who may have recently walked away from the table, so to speak.
Right then, you will have to follow me. We cannot discuss this in public, considering that is confidential information.
Of course, of course.
Right then, and he leads you to this little to this corner in between two buildings, and he says, "All right, I am Ash, and I welcome you to Rabanasta first of all, and also, how do you know this information?"
Lord Vaughn disclosed it to me and my compatriots. I am a member of the Warriors of Light.
Right. And you are? And she says, oh, I'm just your normal Dragoon lady, Evangeline here. Ah, I see. Well then, what exactly did you want to know?
As it may be a bit of apparent, my associates and I are trying to make sure the world returns to its stable condition by restoring light to the crystals. Councilman Kuja's actions have left us at a bit of an impasse on that, and I was hoping to at least ask, or hoping that you would have any information that may help in our case of locating the Earth Crystal and hopefully Councilman Kuja himself.
And he kind of puts his finger to his chin and like, I don't know anything too like in depth about him, considering I was the one who I didn't really get to know him as much. I mean, yes, he was my friend. He was my dear friend, but out of everyone, he was the one I knew the least. But I'm not sure why he would go as far as to do something like that. Sorry, you're asking the wrong one here.
I understand. Would you happen to know who on the council supported his, for lack of better words, promotion to the council to begin with?
Well, Vaughn kind of promoted him, but a person who might know him the most might be a person named Pinello. He's another one of the council members, and he actually might know a thing or two about Kuja.
Alright, you wouldn't happen to know where Pinello would be, would you?
Around this time, he would usually be doing his duties in the markets district.
Alright. Well, I do appreciate you taking the time out of your day, especially on a situation as... Well, I'm not entirely sure how to describe it, but regardless, I do appreciate your time.
Well, thank you for helping us out with this little discrepancy, or whatever might you call it.
Of course. Good day to you, Councilman.
Good day to you.
Alright, with that, I will walk out from Noble's District, and I'm gonna make my way over to the market.
Make my way. Alright, yeah, you make your way to the markets, and yes, you spot a blonde-haired man along with a darker skinned woman. She seems to have bunny ears? ? But they both appear to be in the same kind of like in the same attire.
Alright. I'm gonna make my way over to the two and go, Councilman Pinello.
And the blonde-haired man turns to you and is like, oh, hello there. And the darker-skinned woman bunny hybrid thing looks at you as well. Oh, hello.
My name is Nick Drake. Is there a place that we might be able to talk in a more private manner? I have a couple of questions in regards of a sensitive topic.
Who might you be?
As I said, my name is Nick Drake. I act as an ambassador of Shinra and to the Pendrick Magitech Company, but more importantly, I am one of the Warriors of Light.
Oh, okay, so you're the ones that Vaughn warned us about. Alright. Well, yeah. Let's, I know a place. Alright, and yeah, do you follow him?
Yeah.
And yeah, he leads you into a little, space between two buildings as well. And he says, right then, what is it that you wanted to, share with us?
It's in regards to Councilman Kuja.
Oh. That's why he warned us. Okay. Okay, so, what exactly is it that you wanted to know about Kuja?
From what I've heard, you were one of the councilmen that majorly supported Kuja's promotion to the council. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, that was Vaughn, and I was mostly the one who knew Kuja the most.
Do you happen to know of anywhere outside of Rabanastre where he might have gone? A family house, or somewhere that he'd like to go in times of vacation or something like that?
Well, he always said that he wanted to try visiting it, fucking, not coughing, hopefully. Sorry. Alright. He often talked about going places throughout Alexandria, but specifically Burmecia. I've always wondered why he had such a fondness for it, but he always says that the culture is rich, but I personally just saw it as like a slight clone of Cornelia, just, less marbly. So
it does seem bizarre that he would mention that, considering Burmecia is one of the few cities that got heavily devastated from the Bahamut attack.
Wait, you're not insinuating that he somehow caused the Bahamut attack, do you?
No, nothing in that regards, but there are certain indications about his actions that make me suspect that he is at least under influence of a darker power.
Well, whatever this darker power might be, it must be a weird one, because the last time I saw him, he was acting a little strange, but he did have a tail. So he's never had that before, or at least he's never shown it to us. He seemed to have, like, he had this white, the same colored hair that he normally has, white. He had this white tail attached to him. So
did you hear him mention something in regards to a dragon queen?
If I'm really thinking, it's been so long, quite a long time, but he might have mentioned something, that, or probably the dragon of some sort. He mentioned something about a dragon. Could be that or whatever else.
I see. Now, exactly in what manner was he acting strange about? Was there something in his mannerisms, the way he spoke? I mean, aside from the tail.
He spoke this sort of like condescending, proper tone, like as if he thought he was above everyone else. Because as far as long as I've known him, he's never really sounded like that.
I see. Now, from what I've heard from Vaughn, he's lived here in Rabanasta his entire life. Is that correct?
That's what he told us.
None of you knew of any of his family, childhood friends, anything like that?
No, I guess if you'd say childhood friends, we've known him since, oh gosh, like since we were young adults. Like, yeah, I've known him since he was like 18. So about, I'd say 5 years, maybe 6.
I see. Well, I do appreciate you taking the time, Councilman, and I hope that me and my associates will be able to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Right then. Thank you for helping us.
Of course. With that, Nyx is going to make their way back to the airship, and I have to actually get going.
Alright.
I gotta get to work.
Alright, I think I might empty. I think I might actually end the session here, because that's actually a really good stopping point. So yeah, but we'll end it off by saying, you do receive, as soon as the conversation is over, you do receive a Link Pearl call, and we will pick it up and see who that is next week.
Next time.
Thank you all, streamers and creamers and weemers and lemurs, for coming down to the stream.
Okay, that was a bit of a stretch.
Uh-huh.
Bye!